Just finished up a rain catching system coming off of my greenhouse roof here. I found this great drainage pipe. It's high density polyethylene and it's corrugated, so it's very light and it only costs $10 per 10-foot section, so it was a lot less expensive than PVC. Also, for what it's worth, high density polyethylene, as I understand it, has a smaller ecological footprint than PVC, but just having it be half the price was pretty nice. And it's lighter, like I said, because it's corrugated. Use that, and I've got nails driven into the roof here, and there is aircraft cable tying the pipe onto there. I've got some clamps to just sort of position it, and I drilled a hole to get the wire through on either side. What I have here is 30 feet of roof, and I would say in terms of square footage, it's probably about 900 square feet, because about 30 feet by about 30 feet of roof going that way. So close to 900 square feet of rain catching. Now the way that I had done this last year is I have these 3 cherry barrels, and I've just got them temporarily stuck here until I kind of get the rest of the gutters together. The way I did it last year is I just had these rain barrels sitting under the edge of the roof, and believe it or not, that pretty much did me for the garden that I was doing. I live in New England, so you know we get rain during the summer. It's not particularly dry or anything, but just having these guys under the roof catching, what's that, like 2.5 feet of area from the roof, these things would fill up after every rainstorm really well. At this point, I think I could have it mist here. Just a little light mist would probably accumulate enough to fill these guys. That's an exaggeration. That certainly wouldn't be the case, but I'm obviously these are gonna fill up with not very much rain at all. So my next step is that what I want to do is up at this high spot over here, I'm gonna make some sort of a large water containment area. Now that'll either be kind of a matrix of barrels that I have plumbed together, or possibly like some kind of independent structure, standalone all by itself. I'm not sure what I'm going to do for that, but I'm going to make a very large water containment area here so I can really take advantage of this enormous capturing capability. The way that I've got these all tied together is I just bought these little, what's it called, bulkhead? Is that right? I forget. I'm going to put a link to the Amazon product that I bought right here. I never remember what anything's called. I buy it, use it, and then forget what it was called. But these pass through, so I was able to put these brass fittings on here. So all the bottoms of the barrels all tie in together. Now I was going to create kind of a, what would you call it? Manifold, I guess. I was going to create a manifold that would bring them all together and combine them. And what I found was this, which is like a ready-made manifold. It's obviously it's a hose splitter that goes 4 ways. But I adapted so that 3 of these outputs have become inputs that goes in the barrels, and when one barrel gets filled up, the other ones, the water flows through and fills it up. It also gives me a couple of extra, outlets to run other things for watering the garden and everything. So that was it was like $10. So not the cheapest little device, but it was turnkey. I bought it, and there it is. And you can see I put a little extra splitter to get some extra attachments there. So that was kind of a cool idea. And eventually I'll have this mounted up so that it's not just dangling on the ground like this. Again, this is very temporary. I just got this water up, and what I want to do is collect water. We're supposed to get rain in a couple days. I would like to collect water because in the greenhouse, it's much warmer in here, it's nice. In the greenhouse, I've got these 2 large fish tanks. And this one on the top here has 4 goldfish. They're like, I don't know, 8 inches, 9 inches. They're 3 years old at this point. This goldfish pond is about 250 gallons. Has a little waterfall, and the waterfall will flow into this thing. There's no fish in here. I put fish in here. I've never really been successful with them staying alive. Water flows into there, and then from here I've got this little gravity siphon that goes through here, through this wall, down over here, and then into this barrel. and I use this barrel to fill up jugs, so or whatever. So if I want to get water, I just flip this switch. It empties the barrel quickly into a bucket, and you know, I'm getting this rich sort of fertilized water that's, you know, got the excrement from the fish, and just a really rich kind of fertilizer almost that I can put in the greenhouse here. I've got a little overflow right here that brings it over into this area. This is an all new garden. You can see the soil is white and dead. It really hasn't been, there's no organic material in there. It's like subsoil pretty much. So this will be the first year this area is getting planted. But I really want to get water from that rain collection to start filling up these goldfish ponds. They've just been opened up from the winter, and you know, they're down a little bit from evaporation. Oh, by the way, this metal screen, that's for the boy so he doesn't drown. I mean, he's never out here alone, but it made his grandma feel better that it was on there. So that's there. The one last bit of this system here is this little double unit here, and this what's inside is just you can see cat litter containers. Those are the kind of squarish buckets. I've got 2 of those. You pour water into the top through that screen, and it filters down to the bottom. There's a little hole in the bottom and a cork with just sort of drilled out, so it trickles out of there into this bottom. And this one, this is another cat litter container, and this one has layers of, you know, gravel, sand, you know, mud, you know, some charcoal in there to purify water. So I can put water in here, dribbles down into this guy, and then comes out this spout into the goldfish pond. So I can put, you know, somewhat dirty water in there. I wouldn't put soapy water in. Maybe it would be fine if, you know, I don't want to test my fish's lives on that, since I have plenty of other water. So this is another way I'm getting the water in. I think the rainwater I'm just going to put in directly. But yeah. So this whole system, it's all made out of scrap. You know, there's a few pieces of pipe here. The high density polyethylene gutters I got for about, it was $30 to get those guys, and just cut open the tops on them. And it's a nice system that is going to get me an enormous amount of water for almost nothing. And it's pretty sweet. The top was even really handy because it had these perforations. Like I said, it's a drainage pipe, and there are 2 rows of perforations. And I just took a little hand jigsaw. Is that what they're called? And went dot to dot. Zzz, zzz, zzz. I could have drawn a line. It would have been a little bit neater, but would have represented an extra step. So I was also playing with the boy simultaneously at the same time. Power tools and kids. It's awesome. Yeah, so I'm very excited about that. And it costs very little to do. And it's going to yield an enormous amount of free water when it rains. We're actually supposed to get snow in 2 days. It was 70 degrees a few days ago, and now it's like snow. What is this, like New England? Thanks for watching.